So let's say you have done everything you needed to do in Rome. You have visited all the main sites and now you just want to unwind and get out of the crowd. In this video, you will find out about the best day trips from Rome, how to get there, what to see, and everything you need to know to enjoy a nice day out of the city. Let's go. Fascinating trip from Rome, and for sure one of the best is to Tivoli. Very old, even claiming to be older than Rome itself, as dating back to 1215 before Christ. Tivoli is home to the beautiful Villa Adriana, Hadrian Villa, and Villa d'Este. Both villas are enlisted as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I suggest starting with Villa d'Este because it's in the city center. So after your visit around Villa d'Este, which will take, I would say, around 2 hours, you can have lunch directly there in the city center in one of the local restaurants. Villa d'Este is a magnificent Renaissance-style palace and gardens, exquisitely decorated with fountains and statues. Something that we can gather already from the beginning of our visit, and even still inside the villa, is that the owner who built it, the Cardinal Ippolito II, was a big fan of fountains. This is the Hall of Hercules, and depicted all on top is the 12 labors of Hercules, the mythical hero of Greek and Roman mythology. After Villa d'Este, you will need to drive to Villa Adriana because it's slightly outside. Villa Adriana is a complex of classical buildings dating back to the 2nd century, built by the Emperor Hadrian. Here you will be able to appreciate features from the 3 architectural styles of the time. So a natural, a beautiful blending of the Roman, the Greek, and the Egyptian styles. This was a huge garden with a pool. Then going there are the rooms, the vestiges of what remains of the different ambiences, the different halls and areas of the villas. Here we are inside the larger baths of the villa of Hadrian. The areas are huge, and being a Roman thermal baths, I can only imagine that it had all the sections properly laid out, following the style of the thermal baths in Rome. So the calidarium, the frigidarium, the tepidarium. Likely there was also obviously the changing rooms, and likely here there was also like a sort of wellness center, like a gym. Another one of the best day trips on Rome that we suggest is to Tarquinia and Cerveteri. These are the towns where you can visit Etruscan necropolises. You will be able to visit Tarquinia and Cerveteri either with a private tour or driving your car. If you're driving, I suggest starting with Tarquinia because it's the further away from Rome. Once you buy the ticket, you will enter the archaeological park of Tarquinia, the graveyard. And all the tombs, they are underground. They are very famous for their frescoes, painting moments of traditional life from the Etruscan times. So you will see hunters, fishermen, weddings. They are very famous for their wonderful paintings. The tombs have actually been defined as the first page of the great Italian paintings.
So now we are going down. It's closed. You can see there is a door. When we go down, when we arrive here, there is this red button that you can push to lit up the tomb, and you can see it's gorgeous. It's a fresco with the deceased. The deceased, you can see it's the one there sitting in front or on the right, and then all around there are these jugglers playing the funerary plays.
Cerveteri is also an Etruscan graveyard. The tombs here, they are different from Tarquinia. You will see some sort of like a hobbit-style houses. This is the Tumulus of Mengarelli, it's called, and it's from the 7th century before Christ. It's a very, very finely carved, very wide. Probably it was a wealthy person or a family tomb, wealthy family. And you can see all the work they put on it, because it's all fully carved here. Here there is the main chamber. Very spacious, and then on top they built the typical round roof that we see in many tombs here in Cerveteri. Very beautiful. If you come to Cerveteri, it's a lovely medieval town. I suggest that you visit the town, the historic center, and also the archaeological museum, where you can see all the relics, all the findings that they found in the necropolis of Cerveteri and in all the surrounding areas. So there are pieces from Etruscan times and also from before. They are amazing, like pottery, tools, lots of vases, and very finely decorated. Another one that it's one of the most popular and favorite day trips from Rome is Viterbo. It's very popular because it's super easy to reach. You don't need a car, you take the train, you can take the train from Ostiense, Trastevere, San Pietro, Valle Aurelia. In around an hour and a half, you will be in Viterbo, get off in Viterbo Porta Romana train station, and in like 5 minutes walk, you will be in the city center. You will cross the medieval gate, and it's a very easy and pleasant stroll. You will be inside the medieval town of Viterbo, which is its historic center. Viterbo is famous for being the official papal seat for a short time, unofficial for much longer, and home now to what's known as the Palace of the Popes. The palace was built when the papal seat was going to be transferred to Viterbo from Rome in the 13th century, 1257. It's located on a hill in the historical quarter, with a beautiful view of the city and the surroundings, and it's possible to visit both the palace and the adjoining cathedral. The city of Viterbo is also known for its workshops and art. So if you stroll around the quartiere San Pellegrino, which is the medieval town, the medieval quarter, you can also see some local handicraft and also do some fascinating shopping. The city of Viterbo is also famous for its thermal baths. To reach some of them, you will need to take either a local taxi or a local bus. Some you can enter with a very small fee, some around 15-20 euro fee, and you can actually stay the whole day. It's public thermal baths, and obviously you will need to wear the swimwear, and there is also local cafe and you can have some snack. Viterbo, it's very famous because of its medieval center, medieval town, and this is one of the most iconic places that you will see when you enter, to enter the medieval town. Let's go. We are entering the San Pellegrino quarter, which is the medieval town of Viterbo. Another great and easy trip from Rome is Anagni. Anagni you can reach easily, either by car or by train from Rome. Anagni is an ancient town in the province of Frosinone, also in the Lazio region. It's known as the city of popes because it was the birthplace of 4 popes. Specifically, Innocent III, Alexander IV, Gregory IX, and Boniface VIII. Strolling around the old town, you can see its elegant buildings, Romanesque style churches and bell towers, and important palaces that I suggest to visit, such as the 13th century palace of Boniface VIII. And for sure, absolutely not to miss, is the cathedral. First of all, the cathedral, but also it's a wonderful crypt, which is known as the medieval Sistine Chapel.
So we are after lunch, we are in Anagni in the Piazza Innocenzo III as the historic center. We visited the palace of the Pope Boniface VIII, which is down there. We had lunch right here in the restaurant Vittorio Emanuele because it was the only one open because today is Sunday. Here is the Prolocco, tourist information point, so whatever you need, they help you understand the city. Now we have the appointment booked for the cathedral and the museum of the cathedral. The cathedral is very famous for its crypt because it's very much decorated. The cathedral, the museum of the cathedral, it's mandatory to book.
Another great trip from Rome is to Sutri. Sutri is very easy because it's very close to Rome, like an hour drive maybe from the city center, depending on the traffic, but you can also reach by bus. The bus stop is actually close to the entrance of the archaeological park of Sutri, which is Sutri's main attraction. The archaeological park of Sutri is actually a necropolis, a Roman amphitheatre, and very close is also a very old church that was built inside a Mithra temple. The guided visits are every hour, and you can buy the ticket at the entrance of the archaeological park. They will tell you when is the next leaving, and you can visit this Mithra temple only with a guided tour. Of course, together with the archaeological park, I suggest also to take a tour of the city because it's a lovely medieval town.
Here we are inside the Mitra temple. After the Mitra cult ended in Rome, it was obviously replaced by Christianity, and this Mitra temple became a church that is called Church of the Chiesa del Parto, Church of the Birth. We are entering the archaeological park, and the first thing we are going to see is the Roman amphitheatre.
A nice trip from Rome that combines nature, history and art is the one to Lake Vico and Caprarola. Lake Vico is a volcanic lake surrounded by the Cimini Mountains in the Viterbo province. This is a swimming lake, but you can swim here only in the summer season because the temperatures can be quite cold. If you don't want to swim, you can visit this lake also in spring, when the local restaurants will be open, and you can have a lovely hike around the lake, which there are also hiking paths, or relax in the beach. Not far from Lake Vico, a short drive, is the Renaissance town of Caprarola. It's actually a Renaissance and medieval town. And you can have a walk around Caprarola, but an absolutely must visit, and the main highlight and what dominates the view of the historic center is the gorgeous, stunning Palazzo Farnese. The palace belonging to the powerful Farnese family. Palazzo Farnese is a true gem of the Tuscia region, this area of the Lazio region, and one of Italy's and Europe's most important Renaissance monuments. I suggest carving at least 2 hours to wander around the gorgeous palace and appreciate the finely frescoed halls and rooms of this noble palace. Also, once you're done with the palace, take some time to wander around the Italian-style gardens.
After visiting the villa, you go out in the gardens, the first garden in the first floor, then you go towards the high garden, Giardini Alti, and you will arrive here, another complex of Giardini all'Italiana, Italian-style gardens, beautiful. So we reached the end of our video. Don't forget to check out our other videos of more day trips from Rome, and to subscribe to our channel if you find it inspiring. See you next time in the next video. Bye.